Hello, and welcome to another reflection here on Daily Reflections for Life. Today, we're going to talk about something that seems simple on the surface, but is profoundly transformative. The ability to help just with our presence, with a conversation, with a kind word. Our theme today is help, even just talking. Many times, what feels small to us is exactly what someone next to us needs in order to keep going. If this kind of content speaks to your heart, if these reflections help you look at life with more kindness and awareness, I gently invite you to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave your like. That way you receive new messages like this every day, and you also help us spread more light, hope, and love in the world. Maybe you've already lived this experience. You're sad, worried, carrying a weight that feels too heavy, and suddenly someone sends you a message, makes a quick call, or simply says, "Are you okay? I thought of you today." The outer situation doesn't change immediately. The problems don't disappear, but something inside of you rearranges itself, as if part of the burden had been quietly lifted from your shoulders. That is what we are talking about here. The silent strength of a word that welcomes and embraces. We often associate the idea of helping with big gestures, donating large amounts of money, doing public work, traveling far away on an important mission. All of that is valuable, of course. But on most days, real life happens in the small moments. In a quick hallway conversation, in a sincere good morning, in a heartfelt, "Do you need anything?" Helping many times is simply paying real attention to the people around us. The text that inspires our reflection today reminds us a good word, a smile of encouragement, a constructive thought are often the starting point for a great victory for those around us. Notice that expression, starting point. You won't always solve someone's problem completely, but you can be the person who opens a small window of light, who points toward a path, who reminds that heart that it is not alone. Think, for example, of someone who is silently struggling with anxiety, with fear of the future, with the feeling of never being good enough. Maybe no one around them truly knows what they face inside. They get up, work, talk, post smiling photos, but within they carry a storm. A simple, "I believe in you," said with sincerity, can be the first step for them to seek help, strengthen themselves, and reorganize their inner world. Sometimes what the person needs is not a ready-made solution, but a look that says, "I see you." The very act of noticing sadness or worry in others is already a form of love. We live so distracted, so absorbed in our own struggles, that it's easy to walk past people who are suffering without really seeing them. When we begin to train our attention, we start noticing subtle signs, the smile that has faded, the sudden silence, the eyes that have lost some of their brightness. And when we notice, we can gently come closer and ask, "Do you want to talk for a bit? I'm here for you." It's important to say that helping through conversation does not mean invading someone's intimacy or forcing confessions. It's much more about offering presence than demanding exposure. Sometimes the person is not ready to talk about everything, and that's okay. But the simple fact of knowing that you cared, that you noticed, that you offered your shoulder and you're listening, already makes a difference. The heart records, "I have somewhere to go if I need it." Maybe you think, "But I don't know what to say. I'm afraid of saying something wrong." That is a very human concern. Yet more important than finding perfect words is being fully present in the conversation. A sincere phrase, even if simple, is worth more than a long and beautiful speech said without real attention. Saying, "I don't know exactly how you feel, but I care about you," is already a hug in the form of sound. If these reflections have been good for your journey, if in some way they help you walk with more inner peace, I invite you once again to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and leave your like. In this way, You help us carry these messages to more people who may be silently longing for a word of hope. And at the same time, you move closer to this daily space of pause, care, and spirituality. Another beautiful aspect of this theme is that help does not always come from long, deep conversations. Sometimes it appears in a seemingly simple chat during a coffee break, in the car ride home, in the grocery line, where something important is said almost casually. A story you share, an experience you went through, a sentence that once helped you and that you repeat now. All of that can touch a heart in ways you will never fully know. You may never see the full impact of the good you've done. The person goes away, continues their life, makes decisions, faces challenges, overcomes battles. Years later, they might remember you and think, that conversation helped me not to give up. Without even knowing it, you became part of their victory. When the text says that a good word can be the starting point for a great victory, it is pointing exactly to these small seeds we plant quietly, without spotlight or applause, just with authenticity. Helping by talking also means learning to listen. Many times, when someone starts opening their heart, our impulse is to interrupt with advice, solutions, or our own stories. There is, however, a kind of help that is born from attentive silence, listening without judging, without comparing, without rushing, just listening. Letting the person put things out, organize what they are feeling while they speak. The very act of speaking is already a path of healing. You've probably noticed that sometimes when we share something difficult with someone who truly listens, we end the conversation saying, "I already feel better just for having talked about it." That happens because loving listening creates a safe space. Within that space, the heart reorders itself, emotions settle, new understandings arise. You didn't do anything extraordinary, you didn't present brilliant solutions, but you offered the soil where the other person's soul could breathe. And the text that inspires us goes even further. It says, if you cannot act, speak. If you cannot speak, at least think firmly, wishing happiness, and this will reach its goal. This reminds us that help begins in thought. When you sincerely wish someone well, when you mentally send light, healing, peace to that person, something inside you aligns with that desire. And aligned with it, your gaze, your words, and your natural gestures begin to carry that intention. This firmly wishing the happiness of the other is not a magic formula to control anyone's life. It is a beautiful exercise in deep empathy. Instead of feeding criticism, judgment, or gossip, you choose to feed thoughts of love. And that also transforms you. Little by little, you become more patient, more tolerant, more compassionate. Helping then stops being only something you do and starts to become something you are. Notice how this greatly expands the reach of your help. You will not always be able to be physically close to the people you love. Some live far away, some you barely talk to anymore. Some, for different reasons, are not open right now to a conversation. Even so, you can take a quiet moment, breathe deeply, bring this person to mind and say inwardly, I wish you peace, I wish you strength, I wish you to feel loved. It is an invisible gesture, but one that trains your heart in love. When we turn this into a habit, our posture toward the world changes. Instead of feeding anger, competition, and constant complaining, we slowly move toward a more serene and constructive attitude. We begin to see that every human being carries struggles that do not appear in pictures, pains that are not posted on social media, stories that no one fully knows. And from this understanding, our conversations become more respectful, more careful, gentler. At home, this is especially important. Many times, we reserve our best manners for strangers and end up being harsh with the people we love the most. A word of encouragement to your partner, to your children, to your parents, can shift the atmosphere of an entire day. A simple, thank you for everything you do, I see your effort, or you are important to me, has the power to restore bonds, ease tension, and strengthen family ties. Think of the children and teenagers around you. They are in formation, learning about the world and about themselves from what they hear. When a child repeatedly hears, "You're annoying, you're in the way, you never do anything right," that slowly records itself inside as part of their identity. On the other hand, when they hear, "I trust you, everyone makes mistakes, let's learn from this, you have a beautiful heart," these phrases become seeds of self-esteem, safety, and courage for life. In the virtual world, the invitation is the same. Aggressive comments, sarcasm, and harsh replies online create a heavy and exhausting environment. But you can be someone who spreads kindness there too. You can send a private message to someone who just opened up publicly. You can share content that inspires. You can sincerely praise work that you admire. Among so many voices that wound, yours can be a voice that heals. We also can't forget the conversation we listen to the most throughout life, the one we have with ourselves. The way you treat yourself inwardly deeply influences the way you treat others. If in your mind you constantly insult yourself, belittle yourself, and accuse yourself, it is likely that this harshness will spill over, even unintentionally, to the outside. So helping through conversation also involves learning to speak to yourself with more respect and compassion. You might start by noticing which sentences repeat the most in your head. When something goes wrong, do you say, "I'm a disaster, I never get anything right"? Or can you say to yourself, "I made a mistake, but I can improve, I'm learning"? This change in self-talk creates a lighter inner ground, and from that lightness, a gentler communication with the world is born almost naturally. You can turn all of this into a simple practice. In the morning, before grabbing your phone or diving into tasks, choose one person in your mind and send them a thought of peace. It may be someone you love, someone with whom you are having difficulties, or even someone you don't know personally, but know is going through a hard time. Throughout the day, look for at least one opportunity to say something good to someone, even if it's just a sincere compliment or a moment of attentive listening. And at night, before going to sleep, review your day briefly. Remember the conversations in which you felt you were able to help, and also those in which you could have acted differently, not to blame yourself, but to commit to growth. You might find it helpful to imagine an ordinary day lived with this awareness. You leave home feeling a bit tired, worried about your tasks. On the way, you meet the building doorman, the bus driver, the person at the bakery counter. Instead of staying in automatic mode, you look them in the eyes, wish them a real good morning, offer a simple but sincere comment. "May your day be light. Thank you for your work." Later at school or at work, you notice someone with a heavy expression and carefully ask if everything is okay. Maybe they answer quickly that they are fine, and the conversation ends. Even so, their heart has registered that someone cared. During the day, other situations appear. A friend sends a message saying they are confused, a family member complains about exhaustion, a colleague makes a mistake. You can choose the path of criticism, sarcasm, or indifference. Or you can take a slow breath and ask yourself, how can I help right now, at least with a word? Sometimes it is offering a practical suggestion. Sometimes it is simply acknowledging the other person's effort. Sometimes it is just saying, I know this isn't easy, but you are not alone. On the way back home, you might receive a kind gesture you were not expecting. Life is like that. The good we offer finds ways to circulate. Of course, there will be days when you are not well enough to talk for a long time, to listen deeply, or to hold the whole world on your shoulders. Helping, even through conversation, does not mean erasing yourself or carrying weights that are not yours. Wisdom also includes being able to say, today I'm not feeling very well, but I still wish you the best. Or maybe I'm not the best person to guide you, but I can walk with you until we find someone who can help. Sincerity when united with humility, is also a form of love. You don't need to be perfect to be a presence of light. You only need to be honest and available within your limits. Little by little, you will notice that every time you choose this posture of care, something in you also grows stronger. With each conversation in which you welcome, with each thought in which you wish the good, with each silence in which you choose not to hurt, a part of you becomes more whole. Helping others is, in many ways, also a way of helping yourself, because it clarifies your values, deepens your empathy, and expands the meaning of your own life. We also cannot forget that we need help too. You are not in the role of a savior who only listens, only receives, only offers. You are human. You also have hard days, internal questions, and hidden worries. It is important to allow yourself to be helped, to open your heart to someone you trust, to seek support when necessary. Those who accept being cared for learn to care better, because they themselves have felt the strength that a friendly word can have. Maybe today you are exactly on the other side, needing that welcoming conversation, that understanding look, that I am with you. If that is your situation, receive this reflection as a hug. Even if I can't see you or know your name, I sincerely wish that you feel supported, that you find your way, that you meet people who will walk with you and help you move forward. And if today you happen to feel a little stronger, maybe this is your opportunity to be that hug for someone else. Don't wait to have all the answers, or the perfect timing, or the ideal phrase. Sometimes the best way to start is very simple. Send a short message saying, "You crossed my mind today." Make a quick call, invite someone for coffee, or honestly ask, "How are you really doing?" Before we close, I gently remind you that if these reflections have made sense to you, if they help you live with more awareness, peace, and purpose, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave your like. It truly makes a difference so that this invisible support network can grow and reach more people who, like you, are seeking inner growth day by day. From today on, may you look at your conversations with new eyes. Every greeting, every message, every dialogue can be an opportunity to plant hope. You don't need to wait until you have big resources to help. You already have something very precious in your hands: your voice, your attention, and your willing heart. Help, even just talking. Help with your smile. Help even in silence, when your thoughts turn with love toward those who need it. You may not see the fruits of this choice immediately, but they will exist. Somewhere, someday, someone will feel a little stronger, a little more loved, a little more at peace, because you decided to be a presence, a word, and a thought of support. May you continue on your path with this beautiful awareness that while you live your own story, you can be a quiet source of comfort and light in the story of many others. And may you remember, in every encounter and every conversation, there is always a silent opportunity to do good.